What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? What's going on? We got a guest in the building. We're gonna let him get to introducing himself later. But what's going on, Queen? What's happening, boo?
Blessings and prosperity. I'm feeling good and happy 2023 to all of y'all out here in our listening audience. Boy, I hope y'all brought this year in good because, baby, look, we talking about blessings and prosperity for sure this year. Manifest everything you want, everything you need, everything.
That's
But
right.
I'm doing good, Queen. How you doing? How the your young ladies are doing? Because I told you can't call them girls anymore. They are young ladies.
They are just fine, Queen. You know they doing their thing. They been hustling. School started
That
back
part.
today, so we got that going.
Okay.
But other than that, they just doing their thing. And how about the family? How about
They
the grown up nurse and the young basketball star?
girl, they doing good, child. Doing them. One thing I can say, them churn go do them. But I'm proud of all of them. Yo girl, yo ladies, my churn, just everybody, kids, just watching these kids growing, them really becoming coming into their own self, their own life and personality and things they want. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
That's
It's
right.
a
It
beautiful thing to
is.
watch.
It really is. It really is. Well, welcome. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to the first Wednesday of 2023. And thank you for coming to spend it with us because we appreciate that. We always do. We always do. So we got a special guest in the building. We're gonna let Mr. Latroy introduce himself. What's going on?
I'm good, Queen. How you doing?
I'm good. You know I'm always good. I'm always live.
Right. Queen Candace there. Yeah. Definitely a pleasure to be on with y'all too.
That's right.
Appreciate it.
So
Appreciate
how
it.
you been doing? What's going on with you? Tell us a little bit. Tell our listening audience a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, short and sweet. I am Majesty Latroy. That is business and personal wise. That's just who I am. Um,
Okay.
I have done a lot of things as far as food truck consultants, music. I've actually been able to help people write certain screenplays. So I'm a little well rounded when it comes down to certain things. However, at this point in time, I'm just trying to find a different niche to get into.
A different niche.
Yeah, like
A
this
different niche.
podcast stuff y'all got going on.
I
You know,
feel you on that,
I've been
Troy, though.
seeing
I feel you.
the two queens getting in on this podcast. I've been tuning in on y'all, man. Y'all been doing your thing, so my hats off to you on that.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you so
Appreciate
much,
that.
and thank you for tuning in because that's what matters the most. That you're giving us your attention, time, and attention, because it
Pleasure.
takes
Most
time and
definitely.
attention to actually be involved in stuff like this. So thank you for that,
It's a pleasure.
and thank you for being here today.
Definitely.
So we're gonna drop that quote of the day real quick so we can jump into the show because of course being that it's the first Wednesday of 2023, we gotta bring it.
First
The
Wednesday.
first
Yes.
Wednesday.
Hump day.
and, and the first Wednesday just happened to be on, of course, SW Podcast Day, So we're gonna jump into our show and get this thing going. That's what we're gonna do.
Yes, indeed. Let's roll.
Quote of the day: the technology you use is the technology you use impresses no one. The experience you create with it is everything. Author unknown. Um, now
That's a
I
good one.
think it is a good one. It is a good one. I want to go ahead and tell first before we get into the quote. I want to go ahead and say most of the quotes are going to always come up as author unknown unless I personally know the author.
Gotcha.
We've never really had names up here unless we've known who made that quote. Because like,
Maybe 2023, we just do our own quotes. Me and you quote a lot of stuff
we
that we
do quote a
have
lot
our
of
own.
stuff though,
So,
Queen.
so we
We
might,
do.
maybe we just need to use our own stuff in 2023.
We'll have to come up with stuff though, that come up with that match up with the shows, because the quotes kind of have a
Gotcha.
coinciding
Yeah,
with.
we're gonna work on that then,
Yeah,
because that
we'll
would
put
be
that
to come with
together.
our own quotes.
But the quotes do be the quotes do be lit though. But it
They
is
do.
easier to go ahead and give yourself credit for things that you already know, and you can put that out there for
Mm-hmm.
other people to find out because you already know it. Just like these people, the technology you use impresses no one. The experience you create with it is everything. What do you think about that quote?
Hmm. I'm trying to figure out like why would he say it impresses no one, he or she, um, and then say that the experience that's created with it is everything. Like that's like you got to dissect that in a number of ways because kids enjoy technology on a level that we don't really readily identify with as adults because they're into more games than we are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't know. Maybe a kid is impressed by having a PS5,
True.
but I don't know if he's even had an experience with this. Like just by him getting it, he's automatically impressed with getting it. Like so,
But most of them are impressed with getting it because they've had a prior experience with it, though, correct? So, but I think we may be looking a little too deep into the aspect as to how technology impresses us more than the fact that he's worried about he's focused more on, or he or she is focused more on the experience that technology brings.
like them actually having fun while they're using
Exactly,
it.
while using the
Mm-hmm.
technology. So the impressiveness falls within the fact that you're actually being hands-on with it. You're learning and you're utilizing the tool.
So just by having it, you're not gonna be impressed by it.
No, because it could sit there.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know
you,
what I'm saying? Because
well,
and
it says not being impressed by it is not you not being impressed by it because everybody has it now. Now, when everybody didn't
Mm.
have it, it was impressive. But now all of us use technology, so it's nothing to impress now.
yeah,
Mm.
You look at it from
until
that
they
way
until they
until they
develop
develop
a
something new.
new everything new is what makes it more popish.
The more
Mm-hmm.
aware, the more impressed by it you are.
Yes. And
That part, that's it right there.
that's what a lot of people are upset with technology for, because it has now given people access to everything that people didn't want people to have access to. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it's selfish because everybody should have the opportunities as same opportunities, you would think, as everyone else.
Mm.
But it has let you see that the elite, the rich, and all of those people feel like they're supposed to have way more access to things than people on another level.
We know they
Dig that.
secrets now
We
because
can't
we can
even we
Mhm.
Google
can't
it.
even make certain Facebook posts without them chiming
Without a
in.
chime in, yeah,
I'm
You'll be in
telling
Facebook
you.
jail real quick.
or blocked, deleted, kicked off,
Yeah,
all
for
that.
Blocked,
real, for
deleted,
real.
all that.
They have so much power, and then when a person who ain't supposed to have that type of power starts speaking on with power and authority and utilizing monies that make them look rich too, they're out here on yachts,
Mm-hmm.
they're buying
Mm.
planes. These normal
Yep.
people
Yeah.
not supposed to be
Norma
doing
Jones.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Where do you get
So
the money
yes,
to
I
do
do
all
feel
of that?
like. So Queen, what you think of the quote?
I think since all of us have technology now, it's not impressive anymore. But the positive part about it, which is the other part, which I can't really read the screen right now, is
Mm-hmm.
that the things that you can do with technology, from
Mm-hmm.
building your own brand. You can be, really, you don't have to really have no consultant or nothing these days because you can literally build your own brand from just your phone.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can.
And the
that's true.
different and just the different information that you can look up and then go actually go on somebody's library and research because Google ain't always right all the time.
Hmm.
But just being able having that computer right there in your hand to do whatever you want to do without even having to really go to the library right there, but you can research it right then and there and then go to the
Right.
library or wherever you want to go later. So it
Access.
I love it. Yeah, the access. I love it. And it's look, to be able to connect with people from that's across the water, what? On a Zoom call? all of us in one group chatting together, and you over there in Europe, Africa, somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's amazing.
It is. That's why it's so many positive benefits to technology. It's so many pros. It's so many. It's
Mm-hmm.
so many. But we utilize some of those same pros as cons. We utilize them in negative ways. Things that are put in out there for positive resources and positive to be used as positive ideals. We know how to make them flip. And that's exactly
Mm-hmm.
why technology either works for us or it works against us. Just depends on what you're doing with it, which is
Yep.
why they say the experience you create with the technology is everything. No matter what it is, you create some type of experience.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that experience make people zone out.
Yeah.
They'll be paying
That's true.
attention to nothing else. They just zoned out on that experience.
Yes. All the time.
Yeah.
So
And it
some of
has
the
stopped people from communicating with each other though. Like
oh
when you be
yeah.
in doctors' offices or in the airport, different places like
Yeah.
that. Even with you with people that you having dinner with, like everybody's on their phone. Nobody's really like communicating with one another like that, like it used to be before we had these hand devices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen
So it then
this
took
girl
a lot of that away.
this young lady had said the other day at work, she was like, me and my best friend be right there in the living room together and we be sending each other stuff on like memes and funny stuff. And I'm like, what? Y'all right in the living room together, y'all ain't why y'all just not showing each other?
Right.
Yeah, that real crazy right there. That real crazy.
Lack of communication.
Yeah.
It's so many ways that people are utilizing technology in ways that isn't advancing them, it's slowing them down more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And we supposed to be using anything that's supposed to be an improvement to our lives, we're supposed to be using it to improve our lives. Literally. Not like to be making it like stifle us or hold us back or keep us at a standstill. Because that's what's happening to a lot of us. We not creating no waves with it. We not out here, you know
Mm-mm.
what I'm saying, making no extra money with it. Some of you just out here spending all this extra money on technology and it's just sitting in your basement creating collecting dust.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
So like because you done got bored with it or something. And I'll make some money off of it by start charging a bit some lessons or something. Shit.
That
Shoot.
part, yeah. Let me be your Instagram. Let me work on your page. I do your page for you. This is how much I charge every month to
Hey,
Yeah.
do
Queen.
your page for you.
Queen, did you have a beeper back in the day?
What? Sure did know how to put I love you in that minute all.
Everything, all the code words.
All the code words, baby. All
All
the
the
code.
code
Now,
words.
and it's because see now I don't really like. I have to ask my kid what this abbreviation mean. I have to literally go to my children and ask them what different
Child, their
abbreviation mean because some of
abbreviations
that
don't make
stuff
no
I don't be
damn
knowing.
sense though.
What? I'm like y'all don't even know how to spell. I ain't
Their
the best
abbreviations
speller,
don't make no
but gosh,
Mm-hmm.
It's
it's
it, it
crazy.
it was a whole different. We was just Miss I'm say it again. Me and Latroy was just talking about that earlier before the show started. We was talking about the things that taught us advancing ways, and our beepers. It taught us creativity. We used to be able to in beeper messages, be able to send little messages, little coded messages in the
Yep,
beeper text. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
And just it was different. Everything about it was different. MySpace taught us how to code. um
Mm-hmm.
we actually taught that's why we're the last generation of those things because we were actually taught liberal arts, which taught you really how to work your money in life. We had damn home
They
economics.
actually they trying to do liberal bring it back to all saying that all high school students, they 12th grade year, they will have to take liberal arts for as a graduation
They must
requirement.
I think they calling it another name though because
That's
they have
another name.
yeah, because Jada Erica just started a new class that's similar to liberal arts because it's a combination of
Cause
math.
that's what I took in high school.
I
My
was happy
senior year,
about liberal arts though.
my last semester, that's what I took.
Liberal arts was cool though.
Learn about them
That was cool.
finances.
was a cool thing. All right, we're gonna jump into the topic, y'all, because we done got all on old school shit. So
We always do. We always get off
always
topic.
queen.
That's why the people love us. That's why they love us, because we just keep it 100. We keep it natural. We keep it real.
That's
That's
real
all it
now.
is.
So one of the we're gonna talk about some quick negative impacts of technology. Before we jump into the pros, because I know a lot of people gonna be like this. But listen, we're gonna talk about both of them. We ain't gonna just talk about the negatives. We're gonna talk about the positives too. Because where there's a negative, there's a
It's always
you feel
positive.
me?
It's always a
It's always a reaction that it
Yin and
always
yang.
is. It is. XY chromosomes. That's why it's like that. You can't find other chromosomes though. For those who looking, it's only X and Y. A lot of that's gonna go over some of y'all.
I think they heard that.
Depression.
Oh my God.
It was only you that made him hear it.
Bad.
Depression and other mental issues are things that have now become a negative impact of technology. And the reason why is because the cause of depression may be exaggerated expectations triggered by online reality, unrealistic social comparisons, and expectations. And we used to be able to like, well, stop trying to be a follower, and that just be the answer. But no, you can't just tell people that no more, because everything is publicized. Y'all said the revolution was not to be televised, and it is. It's all over social media. It's all over the internet. It's all over. What you think? Like what?
I think that we're kind of like how they say, subconsciously being trained to be followers. I mean, look at your IG. It doesn't say you have friends. It says you have followers. Like, who's following you and who you're following. So it's like you choose who you want to follow, but at the same time, you're still training yourself to be a follower.
Not a leader, though.
Yeah. It doesn't have a leader thing on there. It doesn't say who's leading and who's following.
I mean, it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
Exactly. I think they're kind of like, but technology is doing that to us. So.
And then people get unsocial. Like if you're not a person who has a whole lot of self-love, self-appreciation, self-affirmation, you're going to be looking for affirmations through other people through social media. So that's what it's doing to people. And if they don't get affirmed through social media, they don't feel affirmed in life. So it's creating mental health issues due to depression because they want to be affirmed by the social world so bad.
That's tough.
That's real tough. It's really scary though, actually.
That's what I said. That's tough.
Like to know that we can sit up and say, they don't like me. And we 40.
I'm happy my son don't really be on social media. I'm kind of happy that he don't. He got an Instagram, but he won't post the Instagram. I'm like, you really need to be posting, like you playing basketball. You know they checking out. Rashad say, post for what, Mom? So, it's some people that into it. Yeah, it's some people into it, and it's some people that's just like, child, please, whatever.
Yeah, you're supposed to. You're not supposed to let it get you like that. And that's why I was real cohesive about my kids getting those things. They didn't get a social media until they were 17, and it kind of, and people picked on them, made them feel like, oh, your mama's so overprotective and all that. My kids told them now, like this, like them being 18, 19, it was like, I didn't care about my mom being overprotective. I know what she was protecting me from. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole new world. It's a whole new world out there in social media land because you could be whoever you want to be.
Instantly.
Like
click of a button.
Instantaneous. Instantaneous.
Click of a button.
The lack of sleep. It says most adults sleep with their cell phones nearby, and so do their children.
Hmm.
In fact, 4 out of 5 teens sleep with their cell phones in their room, and nearly a third of them sleep with their cell phones on their beds.
Mm.
I do not sleep with my phone on my bed.
I mean,
I
it's
try
Put
to
it on
take
the
it, leave it on
nightstand
good.
or
my.
in the chair.
I
That's
try to
your
leave it on
alarm
my.
clock. Like people
Yeah,
don't
but I
have.
still want it on my dresser.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's annoying.
No, I'm just
Because
saying. I
people
ain't saying
social
have it in
media,
the bed. I'm just saying
people
like.
be on Instagram throughout the night and they send you.
Oh no.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
nah. I
saying?
turn them
And
notifications off.
I don't see, and I guess too. I just learned. I just really turned off my notifications for social media. It ain't because I never thought about it. It's just because I don't sleep with it right there in my face all the time. You know what I'm saying? To know that it's going off or alerting me. I don't give a. I don't. One thing about it, if I'm home with my children, I don't give a damn about that phone.
And that's a great
Right.
thing.
It be somewhere
Great
else
thing.
because it can be
You gotta
very
be able to.
it get very aggravating.
You gotta be able to unplug sometimes. So I just, as long as I know they're in the house, I'll put my phone down somewhere and just go on about my business. If I
Yeah.
know exactly,
Yeah.
what they're doing, what's going on with them.
I do like more than meditation to where I go like to a park and I just turn my phone off or whatever and just sit there for 30 minutes and be exactly where I am. You know what I mean? It kind of helps my brain decompress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That's,
what's up.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah, for real, for real. It's healthy for the mind.
it is. It's definitely healthy. You gotta decompress.
Yeah,
Just
you
like you
got
have to flush out your body and give your body a cleanse, you got to give your mind one too.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But that lack of sleep thing though, sheesh, I've been there.
Obesity.
Oh boy.
Got to get
The,
that rest.
the increased obesity in children has been well documented. They're lazy now. They stay inside. They don't do a lot outside. And it's now considered obese compared to just 5% a few decades more. 18.5% of children now are considered obese.
Wow.
But you got to remember this though, like if the foods that they're put out there to eat already are a stifling component to keep them from moving, you can't give them things like so much technology that's gonna keep them sitting down all day. You can't. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta get
Like,
them active.
man, you got to keep
Got to
them
get them
active.
active.
You got to keep them active.
And
You
so you
got to
got to
keep
keep
them
them
active.
active at an early. You got to start it at an early age, like
Yes.
grade school age. You got to keep them when they hit kindergarten. All them little activities that we used to do, like football, cheerleading, all that little stuff. Put them kids in there, even if they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in there, and then find something that you know that they would like. But you got to keep them active.
You got to
Not
keep them
too,
active.
not overactive. Now, some people they turn got too much going on, and the children ain't being able to really enjoy childhood.
Yeah, but that be a
But you
lot of
got
the
to find
kids.
something.
Most of the time when that's happening though, that's the kids that want to be involved in all that stuff. You got the parents
Sometimes,
just supporting it, but then you do got a lot of parents that overly push the kids too. But a lot of
yeah,
these days, you got kids that really love certain activities, and we got to support the ones that still do, because the ones who, it's more who don't and that's sitting on their ass ain't doing nothing than the
they
ones
won't
who
even
run
go
around
outside.
doing something. Like, I ain't trying to say you got to be into football and all of that, but I do want to see you, like, because I'm not
Doing
really
something.
I'm not, as I get more information and learning more about football, I'm not gonna be the biggest fan of my kid or somebody in my family just running to football. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Because it's just weird now out here. Y'all trying to kill a bitch. And it's been going on. But you got to do something. You got to be doing something that's gonna keep your metabolism going, that's gonna keep you, or you just gonna sit around and get fucking fat. And it's the most
Most
unhealthy thing,
that.
because kids, because this is what parents are doing though. They healthiest. Their parents are going to the gym, they're working out, they're
Mm-hmm.
doing all of that, but then they let their kids eat everything.
All junk
They just
food,
eating council.
McDonald's,
They just
all of
eating
that.
council. Just straight eating council.
I mean, because of that, how
No
many times
veggies, no
do
nothing.
we see people having family dinners
They don't even
on
cook for their kids no more.
that's what I'm saying. Like, because they're actually going to the gym instead of cooking the family meal. But even with
That's
that,
a word.
like they leave their kids with their phones in their hands. When they walk out the door, all right, y'all, I'm going to the gym. Hey, boy, make sure you do your homework. Yeah, he's like this. He's not being active. He or she are not. They're not being active. So it's like, where is the good eating going to come
Where's
in
the
at?
parenting? Where's the
Yeah,
structure?
COVID exposed a lot of parents and the child because a lot of kids was failing
That's
during
one thing
COVID
it did
and
do.
on those
It
times.
did expose that.
And I
Took
It
was
that
I
exposed
was even
that.
same.
shocked that my own child could actually excel while he was at home while I was working. Like I didn't have to worry about him. I thought I was gonna have to worry about him doing his work, but Rashad was like on it. He got up, sat to that table, put on his school uniform, and sat to that table, and didn't leave that until 3 o'clock.
That's right.
So
I
it
don't think
got a
my
lot to
kids.
do with parents too.
I think it all starts there. It all starts
Definitely.
there. So once everything starts there. I don't. Nobody can argue that. I don't. And the people who do this is foolishness. What's up, E? How you doing, my brother? Anybody that argues against whether or not your kids are going to pick up certain things and certain ways of how they are, who they are, what they become is going to start here with you. And if they're not seeing you make them get structured, because Rashard knew he needed to do his work, get that shit done, stay on top of it, and all of that, or
Because he
it's
know his mama
consequences and
crazy.
repercussions,
Yeah.
because it ain't the consequences and repercussions don't change because you out on COVID. You ain't got COVID. You ain't
Mm-mm.
sick. You ain't dead. Ain't shit wrong with you. So the
That boy
same
already know.
expectations stand. My kids knew that. It wasn't none of that, baby. I think Jada ended up getting her highest GPA in her 12th grade year because that was her 12th grade year COVID.
I'm trying to tell you, a lot of some kids really excel, and to be not in a classroom with their peers,
Exactly.
They ain't have too many distractions.
No
no
distraction.
distractions at all.
And I ain't let my made my kids put their phone every night. My kids had to put their phones in the living room when they go to bed. Your phones don't need to be in your room. I need you to sleep. Like I was serious. I ain't care nothing about all that other stuff, bro. I need you to sleep, bro.
Get some
Like
rest.
you need to rest. You know what I'm saying? I need that for you because that's my job to make sure you're taken care of. If I just let you go to sleep with your phone in your room, what does that say about me?
That you don't care what they feed in their brain.
Like, cause it's there. It's metamorphosing you. You already got it in your hands all day. It's just things that you got to do. You got to take. You have to be the person that's going to be in charge of certain structural things because our parents did the same thing for us. Why we got a bedtime? Why they got a bedtime? There's a reason behind that. You need your rest. You need your strength because tomorrow you finna run all that shit off. Us, we've been in the street. Like I was reading the thing the other day that said them kids raise themselves basically, and it's not a lie. It's not a lie. Our parents, we learned stuff. We was around grown people. We was around our family. But on a day-to-day basis, we was around ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We taught ourselves a lot. And it's because of what we were shown. It's because of the structure we had that made us be able to utilize what our parents showed us for us to be able to go out and be like, okay, because it's funny to me. The thing funny to the little thing that I saw is funny as hell but it's true. It has so much truth for it. It say I'm gonna read it to you real quick just because. It's
A little water. My bad.
You off the chain, queen.
It says, I saw this on a millennials post. I don't mess around with anybody over 42 or 40. It say 40, but I just say 42 because y'all old. They built different. Their families had them formally trained in something by the time that they were 2. They had keys to the house by the time they was 5. They could cook 4 meals at 7 and were pretty much
Sure was.
self-sufficient at 9. They left their house at
That's
they left their house at dawn every summer morning, and then come back till midnight, and survived all day on water from garden hoses. And they might get a sandwich on and off the chance that somebody's parents had some extra bread to give to them. They spent 3/4 of their lives by themselves with a parent, maybe checking on them once or twice a month, most of them have evaded kidnapping at least once. I know we have. I know every last
Yeah,
one of us was almost kidnapped down there growing up. I know it.
yeah.
I know it. Not even to the fact that we seen
People ain't
somebody
want
about
a lot of people ain't want us. Look, us kids that was born in the 70s and 80s, they ain't want us. We're too goddamn
man.
bad because
I done
it
heard
always a
stories.
gang of us still together. A
That's
gang of
why.
us.
That's exactly why. That's what saved us right there, because it was a gang of us. It wasn't that we was never by ourselves. We
Mm-mm.
was never by
At all.
ourselves.
Packs.
It was in packs. Cause I was just, somebody told me the other day, it was like, man, it was like four of us stopped on our bicycle, and this man and his wife ain't gonna open the door and said, come here, buddy, let me ask you a question. And all of them took off on their damn bikes. Then
That part.
you had the wrong
That
day.
part.
You had the wrong day. But it's just the fact that we were so self-sufficient. We had so much going on for ourselves back in the day. I didn't even read all that. But we had so much going on until we had no choice but to be survivors. So we was raised on survival, so we knew how to survive. But we was also gonna give our children things that we felt we lacked, and that was a whole lot more love shown. We had love.
Mhm.
It was shown by the fact that we got hot cooked meals. We had hot cooked meals. Did
Good
anybody got
hot cook
anything different to
meals.
say? Was it not hot? Was it not cooked?
Man, it wasn't no
You ain't
microwave.
have no
You use
microwave. You put
microwave to
that bad
warm it
baby
back
in the
up.
oven. Put
Yeah.
that
Was it
baby
not
in the
hot or
tin
cooked?
foil and put it in the oven.
Telling you.
Right.
So we had things that these children do not, that they lack. And that's why they got all that. And that ended up from obesity to learning barriers. You got it to where now that it says that the students now are more likely to remember where to get information rather than remembering the information itself. So they'll tell you where they found something out at, but they don't know what it was they found out. Because that's just
Mm.
because that's what they're taught.
Right.
They're not taught the useful information anymore. They're not taught what stuff like we were just saying, liberal arts. Those simple things.
Just because they're taught to recite, not to retain.
Exactly.
Mm. Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. They're not taught to ascertain that information. They're just
Right.
taught to just learn it and let it
Just
go.
say it. Right. That's tough.
That is. And that's
No
what these
memorization. No memorization at all.
None at all.
and that's what these kids got. This is what they up against.
Yeah. Yeah. That's tough. They'll go to Google real fast and read it out to you. And then after they read it out to you, they don't even know what they just told you.
No.
That's tough. We used to have to
That's
use
all.
these.
That's comprehension.
Queen, you remember those card catalogs that you have to use whenever you went to the library?
What? Can find every book in the library by using one of them cards.
You
They
ain't got
don't.
to.
Everything.
Those libraries now in
Yeah,
schools.
and the card catalogs, like they really don't exist. You can go straight to the computer now and just type it in, and then it tells you what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. But we used to have to actually use the card catalog to actually find the book.
Yep.
That part there.
This generation is never.
And they don't want to. Because everything that we like and stuff, they telling you that basically forget what y'all was taught, because this is what we at now.
Yeah,
This is what it is.
big that,
Yeah.
big that.
Yep.
You get to
It
kind of
depends on what you're gonna major in that you're gonna have to be able to remember stuff.
Mm-hmm. Your thermostat ain't even the same no more.
Everything digital. Everything.
Everything you should just be able to just move it up and down. You know what I mean? Just cut on the AC.
Yep.
Now you gotta actually press the temperature.
Press the thing in. Yeah, you gotta let it, you gotta put it and tell it what you want it to do now.
Right.
Exactly it.
Hold the whole button so it can work properly, child.
It's crazy.
It's a lot.
That's what technology is making us dumber.
Hmm.
Decreased communication and intimacy.
Mm.
So,
Oh boy.
yeah, before I drop these stats, King,
Uh-huh.
can you tell me how you feel?
Queen, you said she did that?
Can you tell me how you think that technology has decreased communication and intimacy?
Oh boy. Um, I mean, from what I've seen a lot of times, and even in previous relationships that I've been in, it's easy for you and your mate to be in the bed right next to each other, and both of y'all got your phones in your hand. And it may not even be social media that you're on. Like some people play games like Candy Crush and all that kind of stuff, but rather than y'all be sitting there actually talking to each other and actually, paying attention to each other, y'all are just into your phones, and it's normalized. People don't think that there's anything wrong with it, and
Oh, but
they'll
it is.
play with their phones until they get sleepy, and then next thing you know, they put the phone down and you finna go to bed. Yeah, I'm finna go to bed, and they go ahead and
Ain't
lights out.
nobody
Ain't
kissing,
nothing,
cuddling, fucking nothing.
none of that. It's just
None of that.
automatic on to the side to go to bed, and so yeah, I think it is definitely.
Well, we got some numbers here.
Uh-oh.
No love making. What a love making at God, people.
Nothing.
In what country?
Nothing.
I thought people just like they don't make love no more. I thought
People
they just
people
fuck.
make love.
Oh,
People make love.
They still do that?
Yes, they still make love.
Oh, okay.
However,
Queen, they still do that?
Yeah, they still do that. They still do that now.
but
Oh.
you're gonna run into more fucking than loving. That's very true. Here's some numbers though.
What we got?
25% of married couples admit to texting each other while at home, being at the same house, in the same space at the same time.
You mean
Oh
like
hell no, that's crazy. Yeah.
wait, so one person on the other side of the house and they just text, hey, can you come here? Instead of just saying, hey, come here?
25 20, out of this study, this whole thing is a study of, let me go back to it and see again just to be sure. 5,500 people. 25% of those 5,500 people,
they would text the same.
They will be in the same house
and text each other.
Yes.
Yo.
Now I might text your ass if you don't hear me when I didn't called you about 5-6 times. Then I might text you.
They're texting, having a conversation.
Oh no.
It's different with that. Even they texting each other in the house. What? To communicate.
Now, Queen, you already know.
I'm walking
back
to
in
you,
the day. If your mama called you and you ain't hear her, she gonna bust up in that room.
But you ain't heard me. Couples.
I'm just talking about as far as like just text anybody in the same house. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
If you can't hear me, the person is gonna jump up and come to the room
because they're angry now.
Right.
Now they want to put it out and show you they're angry.
I know you hear me.
I know you heard me.
And then they say 25% of couples have felt their spouse or partner was distracted by their cell phones when they were together. That number jumps to 43% for the younger adults who are in relationships. So they're single because they're not married, but they're in relationships. So 43% of couples in relationships are on their phones more than they're in intimate situations. And the negative, the problem with that is that intimacy doesn't just go. It's not just a sexual being. It's not just a sexual thing. So that means you're spending time with people. You're cooking. You're communicating with people. You may be being sexual with them. You are, doing things that you guys enjoy. Things like that. That's
going out on that Sunday ride, them little rides
right.
That y'all just ride around town, just having a good time, listening to
R&B and the music. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
By that, those are things you're doing to be intimate. And what this is saying that is 50% of couples, because now we don't went from 25% to another 25%. 50% of couples. They admit to texting each other in the house, and they also admit to being distracted by their cell phones when they are with their partners. They allow their phones to be a distraction.
And
I'm with my partner.
That's ruining marriages.
Putting that thing all the way to the side. Babe, what we got going on there? What we finna do? What we finna watch?
The phone when I'm with the person I'm with.
So it's crazy. Like, then your girl make a little song about I can make you put your phone down.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Badu.
Erica. Yep.
Yeah. when I first heard that song and I was listening to it, it's like if you got to actually make a person that you're with put their phone down and pay attention to you, I mean, technology has them.
It's already
locked.
winning. It's got them in a chokehold.
It
They're in a
has them
chokehold.
locked.
Got 'em.
Yeah, most definitely.
Technology is
Got 'em.
that's another. And then and you're not able to cook a meal, take a bath.
That's the best foreplay you can ever have with your partners in there cooking together.
That's the real foreplay.
Even like for real, even watching a movie and y'all just really into the movie and y'all just cuddle watching the movie like on the
Yeah.
it's things that you're supposed to be doing that actually create intimate moments. Like who just says, I'd rather have my phone in my hand?
And you know what? That's why our kids don't. That's why our kids in the type of relationship they are in, because we not showing that to our kids when we in the house.
They're not seeing
you ain't showing that you ain't seeing that love between each other and stuff.
Yep.
And your kids need to see you. They need to see you and your man, they daddy or whoever, hugged up on each other, kiss each other. They need to see that so they can know what love and affection means.
Right.
That's right. They got to see that anyway, because if they don't see it if we saw it, that's why we able to be able to reciprocate it. If they're not seeing it to be able to reciprocate it, they like literally, man. These children. I'm glad. It was funny. It's funny because I know my kids growing up, but my kid's little brother said the other day, Erica out there kissing her boyfriend. I said, it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna let that be normal, baby.
It's funny. That's funny. I mean, to me, like us growing up, everything was a little bit more passionate.
Yeah.
You had R&B groups, not just, you had R&B groups that like participated in making songs that made people passionate.
Want to be passionate and intimate.
Intimate and romantic. But a lot of that type of, music is not being made anymore. It's like more or less like we smashing versus we making love. That's why I kind of asked that question. Is people really making love? Like, are they really making love? Like, you know what I mean? Because most of the time they don't even take the time out to get into each other's minds. Like, so y'all not connected mentally. So, like, what level of sex are y'all on? You know what I mean?
It's just more desire to do it versus the actual get to know feeling now. And because there's a lot of people just really just bump like boom, 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 and they ain't taking the time. Yeah, it's lust.
Yeah, that's lust.
And they're not taking any time to learn who they being intimate with. So it is a lot more of, because everything is fast. Everything is microwave generation right now. I want it in 30 seconds, so I'm gonna get it right now.
Oh boy.
You know what I'm saying?
30 seconds. Oh.
God damn.
I mean,
okay. 30 seconds.
God dang. What?
So we're gonna.
Say, Queen.
That one pump.
Y'all both caught that one. 30 seconds.
That one pump, baby.
That wasn't gonna work.
30 seconds, baby.
That boy showing that one pump. Bam.
They had to run that back to see what was going on with
that. Tell me, but it be like that.
Oh my God.
It be like that. Everything and always flowers and rainbows for people. Some of them have to see 30 seconds. So the pros and cons.
I remember what I used to when I was out here dating and how stuff was. That's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't getting one. So
you used to date Queen?
Some of the
but I used to be out there dating. I always had long-term relationships. But when I was like
Yeah, I
broken
was like,
up,
wait a minute, hold
I
on.
would talk.
You
I
know
probably
that
would talk
word
to two
dating is
guys, but
something
they
else,
was
you know
just
what I
like
mean?
everybody was.
They
I ain't dating now. No, I'm fully married. I'm fully married now. I'm married now.
Right on.
But the communication and the text messages, I couldn't get down with that. And I used to have
Right.
oh
like, dude,
yeah,
you can't call me
it's
on the phone,
you
and we
gotta only
have
talk
like
to
I
people
like to
who
sit
on
on the
your
phone and
level.
talk.
You gotta talk to people who communicate on your
I like
level.
to
You
sit on
can't
the
never
phone and
talk with.
talk.
That's understood.
I can't. Yeah. Once you see how people communicate, once you see what they, if they, if it comes down to um initials and not words and all those different things as such, you can see what you got going on with these people. They don't know how to talk, and anybody got time to be trying to figure out. I'm not about to play crossword puzzles and jigsaw puzzles with you.
Mm-mm,
So pros and cons.
at
What's
all.
going on, Chaos? The pros and cons of
Girls.
the pros and cons of
Yeah.
technology. Some of them it improves efficiency for business. So technology definitely has done a number on people in business, people in entrepreneurship, school developmental things, things that are working in social justice departments and prisons. Even with technology, things are improving in places like that. So technology does. I hate to say prison, but it does. It is better for a lot of them because it used to be worse conditions than what it is now. So it's
Yeah,
a
they
lot of
have tablets and
pros.
stuff now.
Yeah, I heard they got tablets and they can be on Instagram, but they're not supposed to be,
Yeah,
but
they
they
have
can.
tablets and stuff. They can send video chats to you and all of that stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. Um, Another pro, it saves time. Technology has now done way more to save us time. It has given us things like different resources. I don't know where it comes with better communication, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. It has given us more resources to make us move faster. So that means even with cooking. So that's why I say we eating council. We just eating council. I don't care. I don't care. Y'all cooking them with these air fryers. Come on. Think about that. What is
Might as well
cooking with it?
just get you some grease. Get that
Radiation
lard
is
and just
cooking
fry
in.
that chicken.
Well, one thing for sure, two
Well, I
things for
don't
sure.
own one, so
That helps with the banking. Because now you can get direct deposit and you're banking online from your phone and all that kind of stuff. And you ain't got to be trying to run to the bank every 5 minutes. You know, but
but you better be checking that account every week.
I was just about to say it was
Making
Better
sure nobody ain't taking your
communication
money.
too.
yeah.
Listen, it definitely has improved with the banking. I like that I have access to my banking on my phone.
Yes.
Like immediately. Like if I make a purchase, I can see it immediately.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I like
Yeah.
that.
And to be able to pay bills because I wasn't about it, but now it's very convenient for me to
Online
yes,
pay
bill
bills.
online
pay,
bill
A
pay,
lot
yeah,
of
all
yeah.
credit
that.
cards,
Very,
you
All
very
that. I
convenient.
just
yeah, a lot of
I
credit cards
set
you got
certain
to pay
things up for
online.
that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Direct deposit, automatic draft, all that good stuff.
Now it says better communication, but I think it's saying better communication for the reasons here are because you get to communicate with people across the world, people you haven't seen in a long time, and things like social media that has connected people for those reasons, podcasting purposes, and it's so many different it's positives that come with it. Reduces cybercrime risk, and that's a little bit sketchy to me because people hacking. Some of the
All
cons.
day long.
Some of the cons include extreme dependability. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you could. Excuse me.
I know you sound like
You
me.
can depend on your phone a little too much because of your contacts. Like some people only used to dial in names instead of dialing numbers.
Me too.
So if you get it to a point where you don't have your phone because you're so dependent on dialing a name, like you really mess yourself up because now you got to try to find another phone so you can get somebody's phone number out of there. So it's kind of hard, like when you become so dependent on your phone in that nature that you'll mess yourself up if you don't have it.
That's right.
And you need to know at least 5 people numbers. Your children and your parents, most definitely, and maybe even your siblings. At least them the ones that I know.
I'm gonna learn. I know both of my kids' phone numbers. That's all.
So
But that's cool too, cause look, them your kids,
Yeah,
they living in my
with my phone when it comes to calling people,
Yeah.
I'm in a chokehold.
Right. Yeah.
I'm definitely in a chokehold. I have to do that by name.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm definitely in a chokehold with that. But I've been in a chokehold for that since I had my singular wireless back in soon as after I had got my beeper, I still had my beeper and my singular wireless together. Right. So the people who numbers that were in my beeper that I knew by heart, I knew those numbers.
Right.
But it's certain things that changed my memory bank that has, deleted numbers.
Yes.
I don't have time to hold on to numbers. I have to hold on to the whole day.
My kids and my parents and my brother. I know my brothers. I might know. I can like type in the first couple of numbers of somebody's phone number outside the area code.
Still going in that phone, Queen, trying to find out the last 4 digits.
And that's extreme. It says we have extreme dependability.
Yes.
With each passing day, we are becoming more and more dependent on technology for almost every task without even realizing it. A common example is using a cab service. Another example is using GPS to know the directions of any desired location. A lot of people today do not bother learning or memorizing directions because they depend on Google Maps. In a lot of ways, that's not a good path we're going down. We are.
It depends on where I'm going. If I done been to the city once, and then been around the city, I can get around the city when I come back. But I do use GPS, and I really use my GPS. I use my GPS just so I can know what goddamn police at when I'm traveling. That's why I use my GPS.
I'm a GPS person going to new places, but cities I have been to, baby, I know where I'm at. I don't even
that part.
I don't even
the state of Florida, especially. I know the state of Florida.
I know the whole state of Florida.
Yeah, because I can take 27 from the north to the goddamn south of Miami all day long.
Another con on technology is that it's expensive. It's expensive.
Yeah. The upgrades of phones every year, every 2 years. That's a lot.
$2,000.
You spent $2,000 on a phone?
Well, see, what had happened was.
Wow.
I mean, it was for the profession that I was in photography. Like I could edit my pictures better on my Z Fold 3.
Gotcha.
But, just making the investment for something that's a little bit more digital is definitely costly. Like phones used to be like $69.99, and then you get your little old plan and you can go on about your business. But now you got to actually put your phone on your phone bill because it costs so much you can't pay for it all at once. So
right.
Definitely expensive.
You better make sure you add that to your taxes every year.
The technology has also caused a shortage of jobs. Everybody, it says that everybody want to be an entrepreneur. No, sorry, I don't say that. It says an increase in technology is going to ensure that tasks that humans could do earlier can now be achieved by machines and technology. So it's replacing us. Not that we don't want to do the job, which in some cases a lot of us don't want to do the job, but in more cases than none, they found out that technology can do it better and more efficient and
no more sharecropping.
And it don't cost no more money.
No more sharecropping, no more manufacturing industry companies for cars because the machine does all the things that the person used to do on the assembly line. Yeah, that's kind of bad. That's tough.
Yep.
That's tough. That's tough on American economy.
Well, the thing is that it's going to be ever changing. It's going to be ever growing. We're never going to see it stopping. Now we can say things, we can speak things just in our homes, and it happens instantly. So,
what's the maiden name?
Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa.
Yeah, and then in the car it happens too. Siri.
Yeah, because even with the car industry, if you think about it, even when it comes down to your cars now, if you got a certain year car,
OnStar,
no shade to people can't do nothing for your car no more. No. You got to take your car to the dealership now.
Word.
You cannot go to Joe around the corner and tell him to change your oil or anything. That ain't gonna work.
No. The shade trees is over. You
It's
gotta
right
have a
now.
car that's less than 2,000 to get a shade tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for real.
And that, but we knew that that was going to change. We knew that times were going to change because we thought that Back to the Future was going to be 2000. Remember, we thought we were going to be in flying cars by
Yeah.
2000. So we knew there was going to be some type of impacts that was going to be derivative of how we move. We just didn't know how impactful it was going to be on our lives and what we would have to sacrifice to have these things. That's what it was. We weren't prepared for that.
Hmm.
So it's a
You
lot.
better
And
upgrade because if you ain't have an upgraded car by the year 2028, you're going to really be out of luck for sure because they ain't even going to be making parts for a lot of these cars anymore.
they haven't even gotten all the keys to the new car. They're trying to make you sell your old car so they can get the key out your old car and get the new car. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that serious.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You won't get my car. Keep on coming up with checks, different amounts. We gonna offer you this. I don't want it.
Yeah.
You would not swindle me into a new higher payments. More no.
Mm-mm. And
Car
then
note is
whatever they give you for
crazy.
your car, if it ain't the amount that you might still owe something. So I give you $8,000, but you actually owe $12,000 on your car. So I still got a bill left on this car, and on top of the new car, no, I'm good. I'll pay this one off.
If it ain't cover, if I'm not getting nothing that's gonna cover the old car and put some money in my pocket, I don't want it anyway.
No, no, no.
Period.
That's how I'm
Period.
coming at
Period.
you.
Period.
I need my price, but plus a little bit more interest. That's it. So in retrospect, we're gonna go around the room real quick. We're gonna start with Queen. Do
Retrograde,
you
and we are
feel?
in retrograde, y'all. We are in retrograde.
Yeah, we are in
Check out the
retrograde.
moons and stuff. We in retrograde. So
Do you
feel
feel
that.
that technology has given your life a bigger boost, or has it taken away from your life?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. I say a boost because of branding myself, putting myself out there to the world to see. I like it that way, and to be able to connect with people that I haven't seen in years, and connect with my family. That's what I really love about it, having it. Be able to connect with my family on social media that I don't see all the time because we in different places. The bad
Okay.
thing about it, boy, you always checking that goddamn phone. Always checking that goddamn phone. And when I look at something, or even when I think about something, how it's in my social media feed, and I know I ain't typing shit in. That's scary. So everywhere I go, it's tracking me. That's what I don't like about it. Everywhere I go, this phone with me, people they tracking me.
They say we gave
All
them
in,
access when we logged in and
yeah,
gave them so.
all in my business. We gave it to them. Because now when you get a cell phone, all your cell phones is connected to Google. You got to have. I remember you got to have a Google account just to operate your phone.
Every last one.
And with Apple products, you have to have a iCloud. So Android is attached to Google, and Apple is attached to everything Mac related, Apple related. So it's very true. King, how has technology been impactful to you?
Studio life.
So a
Studio
good way,
life, yeah.
positive manner.
Definitely
Okay.
positive manner. I mean, even to this day, I just think like it helps everyone when it comes down to trying to create. Like everybody can do the do-it-yourself thing. Like you can create so much more just because technology is enhancing on a daily basis.
That's right.
And I'm a creator. I like creating things. I like doing things for myself. So it's like, to me, I like that technology has actually moved forward, but I do recognize that it's torn a lot of relationships apart.
People, relationships,
Yeah, and I don't mean just
business
intimate. I just mean
partnerships,
just like
friendships,
yeah,
all
yeah,
that, all
yeah.
that. It has.
Mm-hmm.
The access has given us we've gained a lot of positive notoriety in it, and I would say this for me personally, because a lot of the technology influxes happened as we were getting older. Technology for me has been more of a boost than a more of a positive than a negative,
Hmm.
because if I had been a child when all of these things had started happening, I would probably have a whole lot more of a negative impact, meaning less communication, not being able to be verbally active with myself, not having good social skills, not being able to go shopping without Instacart, all these different things that were afforded to them that's paralyzing them.
Right.
It would have been able to do the same to me. But because I came from a time when we had to literally, and this literally, we only been in this world 40 something years. And look how much has transpired within the time we got here and where we are now.
Till
So
now.
imagine how
That's
much
real.
more can transpire within the next 40 years. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah.
just imagine that. So
That's real. That.
these children are going to have a whole lot more that's going to cripple them. So I think because we came in with an influx of technology happening, we were able to see the ripple of how technology came. We were able to see how the dynamics of it work. We were able to see it be beneficial, be sacrificial. We were able to see all these different things happen with technology,
Yeah.
but we can also see how it improves our lives. Now, a lot of people who may not use technology for business purposes or for a lot of things that will gain notoriety for themselves, then it may be a little bit more lackadaisical for them. They
Yeah.
may be struggling with
That's
it.
real.
But me personally, I feel like it has been an improvement to my life. I've learned how to be more financially fiscal responsible.
Hmm.
I've learned how to be more creative. I've learned how to put my creative niches way more to use than I had access to when I had to learn how to do it with my hand. And for me having carpal tunnel, it has definitely released a lot of tension from
Hmm.
my hands when I'm working. So it's been a benefit.
I think you went through your phases. You know,
That's what's
we
up.
you had the record phase, the tape
Yes,
phase,
yes,
the CD phase,
Mm-hmm.
the
yes,
MP3 phase.
yes,
You know, the streaming phase.
yes.
Like we've seen all
Everything. We seen
that.
everything.
All of.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna go
that's
buy me a
why
record player though. I'm gonna go back to the record player. I'm gonna go buy me one.
my grandmother still has hers. I want to
Little
see if I can have
turntable. You
it.
can get your turntable queen.
She
Yeah,
went
I'm gonna
old
go buy me
school.
one because
Yeah, the
I
old
want the
school
old
like
school. I got a couple.
vinyl.
My uncle has a he was a DJ, my aunt's
Mm.
husband. So he
Okay.
has records galore. I mean record racks
Yeah.
for days. So
That's
I'm like,
that
I'm gonna
good
go buy
stuff.
one so I can go get some of his stuff.
No doubt.
I think that we got a whole lot of more benefit from our seeing the times change,
Hmm.
Yeah,
and our children just getting they jumped. They was born right into it. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? They just
Right.
was thrown right into it. It was
Into
all
streaming.
available. It was all available for them. Well, they
Yeah.
didn't have to work for nothing. They grew into everything being here because we had to have it. And now it became required for them to have it in school, in life.
Yeah, ain't no more VHS no more. I ain't seen no
Mm.
VHS in a
yeah.
long
Oh, I
time.
ain't see. So you might show one of your children that they might be like, "What's that?"
Right. They look like they still at DVD. They're like,
It's
Mommy,
like
you
an
still
eight
got them
track.
DVDs? They asked me
They're
the other
like,
day, I
"What?
still
What's
got my
that?
DVD player.
What's that?"
I don't
Oh,
even
I
use
remember
it
the
a
A
lot of the
track. The
time.
A track. Oh, my aunt and grandma had a car that you could have the A track. Put the little A track right there in the little car. What? Oh,
Alright.
the old Chevy Nova. Oh,
That
Yes.
thing that was like a big old block.
Big block. Big block. My uncle thing used to thump though.
Them house
Don't
speakers.
what?
don't think it's a game. That thing used to thump.
Them house speakers, man.
But
Real
even but
good.
when you think about music, like you were saying, the streaming. Really,
Yeah.
we don't know when it comes down to the streaming and stuff. These music industries buy strings for people. So
Right.
they ain't the music is not really popular as people think it is because they
Mhm.
buying and paying people to go stream this stuff.
Right.
So
Right.
it's different compared to when we was going buying them tapes, them CDs, and them albums.
Man,
Them
going to
was real
Planet Video
numbers there.
Store.
You was doing it was really based on something then. It really showed
Yeah,
if you was a good artist or not because
Right.
people was really buying your stuff and actually supporting you. But now, like you said, with the streams being really given away just to see if you're gonna listen to it, they really giving it away just so you'll play it.
Mm.
hmm
It is what it is. Whatever they gotta do is it's more life now is based more on manipulation and fantasies.
yep.
That's why technology is so evasive and so advanced at the same time. It's evasive and advancing.
It's tough.
Nobody
So
don't want the truth. Everybody want a lie.
yes. Or they like to be told
Mm.
Told the
what
lie.
to do. Told what to do versus learning what to do.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
but y'all, that's our show for today. We
Word.
want to thank Mr. Majesty LaTroy for being here. I'm going to keep it together.
Uh-huh.
Majesty LaTroy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sure, you gonna have to
Pleasure.
come back
And
and hang
I,
out with us.
yeah,
Sure,
don't
you
take it
gonna have
out
to. You
too
can. You
easy.
That girl so great.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back one day. You know what I mean?
Yes, you'll be back
Come
because
back
you're,
one day.
and when you come back again, we're going to actually have you do something that you actually do,
Hmm.
you know,
That's
Hmm.
what's up.
not
I
just,
don't know. I
yeah,
got
no,
some,
no, I don't know. We
some
got you.
hidden talents. You know what I mean?
We got you. We're gonna let you put it on display for the
That
I'm
world,
part.
with it.
Yeah.
for the world to see.
I'm with it.
But also, thank y'all for tuning in today. It's always appreciative. We appreciate that more than anything. But check us out this Saturday because we have an exclusive interview, live interview, SW Podcast going live on a Saturday
Man.
with
You
Wine
heard
Night.
me. You
Wine Night.
heard me.
Why
Mm.
not?
It's
Why
an exclusive wine company out of Atlanta, Georgia. It's two young ladies. Um, we were Queen and I were doing a vendor expo a little while ago where we were the interviewees
Mm.
for the event, and we didn't get to interview these ladies at the event, so they wanted to actually do a sit down
Mm.
exclusive interview.
that?
So
Okay.
they'll be here Saturday. We're gonna have a conversation with them. We're gonna get all up in their business.
I'm gonna be watching.
Oh, up
Tune
in it.
I'll
in.
be tuning
Tune in.
I
in.
gotta
Tune in.
look. I hope they bring some of that wine so I can buy at least a bottle or two because I didn't get the chance to buy a bottle of their wine.
They're going to bring wine and we'll probably be
Okay.
drinking. So
Mm.
yeah.
Getting a little taste testing going
Yes,
on.
that's right. So tune in Saturday 1 p.m. live. We'll be dropping the information on our YouTube and our Facebook Freedom Train page. And of course on our social media outlets. If you do not follow us on our social media outlets, you need to get with the program
Mm.
because we are on
Okay.
Instagram
Trick.
at underscore at Shelby's World Podcast, and we have a website, Freedom Train Radio / Shelby's World Podcast. We are on what else we on? On
Everywhere. All podcast
all the
stations.
podcast outlets. You can find us anywhere. You just go type us in and we're gonna pop up. Trust me. We
Pop
big.
up.
Yeah.
That's how
We
we
even
are.
on Audible.
We're
You
doing
can
it
type
like
in
that
Shelby
now. We
Word
popping
Podcast
up.
on Audible. We on Audible too, so get with the
Yes,
program.
we're on
Go
Audible.
mode. Go mode.
So find us everywhere. Don't lie to yourself and say it ain't possible because it's possible. It's going down. You feel me?
Peace, Queen. Safe travels to you out there on that highway.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See y'all when I get back to Tallahassee.
Yes, ma'am. Quinn, you definitely hit me up. But thank y'all for tuning in today. We appreciate y'all so much. We will catch y'all next Wednesday, which is will be the second Wednesday of the new year. But we got y'all here today.
Day
Thank
before my
y'all. Thank y'all.
birthday.
Thank y'all.
Pop
Yes.
bottle.
And next week we are gonna be celebrating Queen's birthday on the show. So
I'm bringing
we'll,
that
we'll,
bottle. We gonna pop that bottle.
we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going on. Y'all just tune in. It's always something special when we do birthdays. So just tune in. All right.
Always.
Peace. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all and we thank y'all. We will catch y'all next week. Peace.
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 Ah.
Peace. Peace.